guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad to have you here today. In today's video, we are going to be cleaning and cooking a nice cozy fall meal, but of course we need to start our day with some coffee. Also, I just wanted to really embrace the fall season, so I thought I would light some candles and play a fall movie. Comment down below if you know what movie this is. It is one of my favorites for this time of year. So in today's video, I'm going to be taking you along as we make a white wine chicken stew. So this is a crock pot recipe. I think this would be great if you work from home, or maybe if you want to do this on a weekend, just because after about like 4 to 5 hours is when you want to add the next additional step. But now that I'm thinking about it, you could actually just let this cook low and slow for the day, and then when you get home, just add like the last few steps. It's really not that much. You just want to add the peas and then the milk and the flour. But anyway, getting back to this recipe. So what you're going to want to do is just use some olive oil and some salt and pepper, and you're going to cook up some diced chicken on the stovetop. So right now I am just preparing any of the produce that needs to be prepared. So the onion, the carrots. I have a little food processor and it is a lifesaver. I actually received this as a wedding gift, and my cousin's wife had recommended putting it on my registry, and it was the best recommendation. So if you don't have a food processor, or say you're getting married and you don't know what to put on your registry, or ask friends and family if they're looking to get you something, definitely like a mini food processor is so helpful, because like things like onions I love to put in here, or you can make, I've made like pesto before from scratch. I feel like there's other stuff that you can do as well. It's like kind of like a little blender. But yeah, enough about that. So as you can see, I am just peeling my carrot over a Pyrex bowl. You could definitely do this over the sink. I don't like to do over the trash, just in case, I don't know, like between like carrots and potatoes, like if they fall in. But using a Pyrex bowl works really well. We also don't have like a garbage disposal, so any scraps that would fall into our sink, I would just need to pick them up by hand. But I find that using the Pyrex bowl is just a lot easier and cleaner. Okay, 2 little side notes as I'm doing this voiceover right now. First of all, the way my daughter's little feet and toes wrap around me, is there anything cuter? I'm not sure. The second thing, I'm laughing because, you know, you guys are seeing me hold my daughter as I do some of this. I saw this, I think it was like a reel on TikTok, and it basically was like, somebody made it being like, oh, like moms being like super talented or having like a superpower, like able to, you know, pick things up with our feet and like hold our children and do multiple things. And I just feel like that's really accurate. Sometimes my husband will like come home and be like, oh, like, do you need me to get this or do that? And I'm like, I honestly will just be like, no, I'm good. And I'll joke around and be like, honey, like, how do you think I manage throughout the days when you're not here? But I do appreciate, you know, having my husband when he is here. So as I was recording this, I actually also had my niece and nephew over. So between like trying to get this done and just making sure I had my eyes on all of the children, I completely forgot that I needed to wash and put my little potatoes in the stew. So I just did that really quickly and I just cut them in half. I would probably, if I did this again, cut them in fourths, but like I said, I was just trying to get this done and in the crock pot. So that is just one thing that I wanted to share. Okay, so while I put all of those ingredients in the crock pot, it's kind of nice because once it's done, it's done. But I always like to clean up either during or after I cook or bake, especially if, there's dishes in the sink or there's dishes in the dishwasher. I just like to have a nice, tidy, clean space. And I also wanted to make corn muffins to go along with this. So I just wanted to make sure that I had a clean countertop to work on. So I'm just taking you guys along with me as I tidy up this mess. Also, another thing that I did want to mention here in this video, and I think is so important. So as I mentioned, my niece and nephew were over. My sister has Wednesdays off and she dropped them off for a little bit so that I could watch them so she could run out and do some errands. And then she was so kind enough to take my daughter for me for a few hours. So at this point, because I remember I opened the front door when they left, I was trying to figure out the timing. At this point, I had no little ones in the house. I didn't have my little baby. So if you're watching this video thinking, oh my gosh, she's getting this all done in a day, please just keep that in mind, because I find like being a stay-at-home mom, there are some days, honestly, you guys, where my husband will come home and the house is a mess, bottles are everywhere, diapers, wipes, toys, dishes in the sink, dinner isn't made. Like, I feel like, being a stay-at-home mom, you have to have like real expectations of reality. So when you're watching this, like, I just want you to know that this was like a super productive day. And I wanted to share it with you guys because I want to help give you the inspiration and motivation. But for this specific day, I just wanted to let you guys know that. Okay, so I'm not sure what it is about watching other YouTubers or even this clip of people cleaning out their sinks with like power wash and the sponge, everything. It's just my favorite, and I think it is so satisfying to look back on. So if you haven't done so already today, be sure to clean up those dishes in your sink and give your sink a really good scrub. Okay, so while I was filming this, I actually saw Jess Christine, I'm pretty sure it was her, do this on her channel. Her channel is Keep Calm and Clean. And what she did was she put vinegar and hot water, and I could not remember if she did Dawn dish soap or not. I just added that in a little plastic bag, and then you tie it with a hair tie over whether it's your shower head or your sink head. and you just let that sit for 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, so I have 2 questions for you guys, so feel free to leave a comment down below because I'm curious. My first question is, what do you use to mop your floors? I use the O-Cedar mop, and I have seen a lot of people use like wet vacs, basically. Is that the correct name? I think so. Yeah, a wet vacuum. So basically it vacuums and mops your floor at the same time. So I'm just curious if you own one of those, if you have one you can recommend. I've heard like mixed reviews about them, but honestly it sounds kind of perfect. But in terms of like budget and pricing right now, the O-Cedar mop does a great job, but I always have to vacuum beforehand. So that was my first question. My second question for you is, how often do you wash your floors? Do you do it once a month, once a week, once every couple months? Let me know in the comments down below. Okay, any other moms out there? Do you clean up your kids' toys like if they're down for a nap sometimes? I feel like if I'm in a cleaning mood, I'll tidy up the living room. Otherwise, if I'm not in a cleaning mood, I'll just kind of leave it as is because honestly, they come right back out of the basket. But having a basket like this is so great. I kind of want to get more just because we have a small space. I think having baskets where you can put kids' toys in and then toss a blanket over, it's such a good idea. Or I've also seen like wicker baskets with little covers. I think that would be great for when my daughter gets a little bit older. But honestly, in terms of the toy train, I think, she's very fortunate. We're very fortunate that she has a lot of toys to keep her occupied for a little bit. But yeah, I was just curious, like if you guys clean up the toys as well. For me, it just kind of depends, like I said, if I'm in a cleaning mood or not. But sometimes I will. So right now I'm just going around and cutting the wicks down on my candles. I do this after every burn just because I find that if I do not do that, it can cause it to get really like dirty and you have that black kind of, I don't know, like if you necessarily call it like smoke around the rim of the candle. So I like to just make sure that I cut the wicks after every time I burn the candles. Okay, so as I was vacuuming, I was like, wow, like the rug seems really clean. I love, honestly, you guys, when I hear that like crinkle noise in the vacuum, there's nothing more satisfying, but I wasn't hearing that. And I totally forgot that my nephew came over earlier. And ever since he was little, he always loves turning on the Roomba. He like loves the Roomba. It just immediately comes over and he turns it on and he's like, oh my gosh, like it's gonna get me. And he's just so cute. So he came over and he turned it on and I was just laughing because I knew I was going to be filming this cleaning video, but little did my nephew know, he actually helped me out. So if you're a new subscriber and you haven't caught up with my most recent fall videos, I just wanted to update you. This multi-purpose cleaner, I picked it up at Stop and Shop. It was only $2.97. It's by Nature's Promise and it's in the scent, I want to say apple crisp, or maybe it's like honey apple crisp. It is my favorite, you guys. If you are at Stop and Shop, pick it up, try it out. Let me know what you think. My house smells like apples. I also mentioned that I've been on the hunt for Mrs. Meyer's cleaning products. I get so excited when I see them in other people's videos. So I'm really hoping one of these days I can maybe get the Mum spray. That one seems really nice. And then I don't know what other scents they have. I think there's an apple cider one that I would love to try. I was at Target the other day and they had a fall scent, but I don't know. I wasn't like totally in love with it. And my thing when I'm shopping for honestly anything is if I'm not totally in love with something, I won't get it. So that's my little spiel on multi-purpose cleaners. So thank you guys for listening. Okay, so if you are watching this right now and you have laundry, even if it's one load that you know can be done, I want to challenge you to pause this video and go get that laundry and throw it in your washer. So for today, I'm going to be using the Betty Crocker cornbread mix. You could either make cornbread in a square or circle pan with this, or you can make individual muffins. It makes 6, not small muffins, like medium-sized muffins. And all you have to do is add the milk, butter, and I believe egg. Unfortunately, my camera was running out of some space, so I didn't get to film all of this. I'm a little bit bummed, but I still wanted to include what I could include for this video. After I put the muffins in the oven, I then added the peas and then the milk whisked with the flour, and I let that sit in the crock pot for 30 minutes.